Hello. Today we bring you the unique story of a merchant who thought so much that he could never move forward until a sage of two doors showed him that indecision itself is the greatest risk of all. In the city of Rangpur, nestled among the dense teak forests of Vidarbh, lived a merchant named Sudarshan who traded in timber and forest produce. Sudarshan was hard-working and his business was decent. But one thing troubled him most in life: he could not make decisions. Even for the smallest decision he would deliberate for weeks. Sometimes leaning one way, sometimes the other, but never moving forward. His fellow merchants would seize opportunities and move ahead while Sudarshan was still thinking. One year a great opportunity appeared before Sudarshan, to be the first to build a warehouse on a new trade route. Whoever built first would gain monopoly. His two merchant friends called him. One said, "Sudarshan, this road is new, there is risk but the opportunity is huge. Say yes." The other said, "Wait, it is a new road, there is uncertainty. Do not do it now." Sudarshan swung between the two for an entire week. By the time he decided, a third merchant had already built the warehouse. Sudarshan was left wringing his hands. A dejected Sudarshan walked through the forest and reached the hut of an old sage whom people called the Baba of the two doors. The hut truly had two doors, one facing east, one facing west. The moment the Baba saw Sudarshan, he said, "Come inside, through any one door." Sudarshan paused for a moment. Which door should I use? And he stood motionless before both doors. The Baba came outside and said, "This is your very problem. Both doors are open, but you remain standing outside." Sudarshan told the Baba everything. The Baba listened carefully and said, "You are so afraid of making the wrong decision that you make no decision at all. That itself is the greatest wrong decision. Tell me, when you choose one of two paths and it turns out to be wrong, what happens?" Sudarshan said, "There is a loss." The Baba asked, "And when you choose no path at all, what happens?" Sudarshan fell silent. The Baba said quietly, "Choosing the wrong path causes loss, but choosing no path at all stops life. One can rise from loss. But a life that has stopped, no one can lift it." The Baba taught Sudarshan one more thing: whenever you must choose between two paths, take 5 minutes and ask yourself 3 questions. First, what will be the worst outcome of this decision? Second, can I recover from that outcome? Third, if I did not make this decision and looked back 10 years from now, would I regret it? After these 3 questions, whichever path shines, choose that one. And then walk. Sudarshan listened carefully and absorbed those 3 questions into his mind. Leaving the hermitage, Sudarshan for the first time stepped out through the eastern door without overthinking. The decision was small, but for him it was large. Returning home, a new opportunity waited. A merchant from a neighboring district was offering bamboo timber stock at a low price. Sudarshan asked the 3 questions. Worst outcome: a small loss. Can I recover from it? Yes. Would I regret it in 10 years if I did not? Yes. He decided in 5 minutes and bought the stock. 3 months later the demand for bamboo rose and he made double the profit. Once Sudarshan made a quick decision using the 3 questions and it turned out to be wrong, he suffered a loss. But this time he did not crumble. He saw that a loss had happened, but he could rise from it, and he did. He found that the damage from a wrong decision was not as large as he had imagined. And even more importantly, he learned that every wrong decision makes the next decision more correct. What he could not learn from experience before, he was now learning because he was now making decisions. Years later, Sudarshan became the most decisive and prosperous merchant of Rangpur. In memory of the Baba, he built two doors at the front of his shop and had inscribed between them, "Choose any door, but do not stop." Whenever a new merchant came to him with a complaint of being unable to decide, Sudarshan would teach him those same three questions and say at the end, "Remember, the most expensive thing in the world is the opportunity that walked away because a decision was not made." Moral: indecision is not safety, it is the greatest risk. A wrong decision causes loss, but making no decision stops life. Friends, this was the story of the merchant and the two doors. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.